Fortnite. A game that I think, if you're watching this video, you've probably played in the past. You might not play it now, but you definitely played it at one point. And the game has definitely changed since its early days, but it's still a really fun game, and I want to talk about what I think of all the modes. We are not going to talk about creative, but we're going to talk about everything else. Now, on with the video. First, we're going to be talking about the core part of the game, the Battle Royale. It's a decent mode. It's never really been bad. I mean, there have sure been seasons that were terrible, but it's just not bad, really. Yeah, I could definitely name bad seasons off the top of my head. Chapter 4, Season 3. That was a absolutely disgusting season, and no one really liked it. Chapter 3, Season 4. Wait, was that the Chrome one? I think that was the Chrome one. And well, that wasn't a good season. But for the most part, seasons are usually pretty decent. There's mediocre, there's good, and then there's the great. The great are seasons that casual players like. I don't really consider a season that pros will just love as a good season, because pros want something that's good for fighting. Casuals want chaos, and that's what Chapter 5 Season 3 is giving right now. It's giving just so many items to use to be completely destructive with your playstyle, and it's really fun. And some of you might be watching this in the future when it's Chapter 6 or whatever. And who knows, the game could have gone downhill and no one plays it anymore. When comparing Fortnite to other Battle Royales, there's a lot of key differences. And I think the main reason there's so many differences is because Fortnite was kind of one of the first huge Battle Royales. Sure, there's PUBG, but not many people really play PUBG. And the only two other Battle Royales I can think of off the top of my head are Warzone and Halo. I don't remember. I think it's Halo Infinite, but people don't really like Warzone 2, or I think it's on 3 now. It's still called 2, but it's 3 because of Modern Warfare 3. But still, people really only play PUBG and Fortnite if they're looking for a Battle Royale. No one's really playing Halo's Battle Royale or Call of Duty's Battle Royale unless they actually care about those series, like a lot. Something that's really unique about Fortnite is that there's constant updates. And I know a lot of Battle Royales do that because there has to be constant content for players to stay and for the company to actually make money. And I think Fortnite did the best, though, especially in the older days, Chapter 1, Chapter 2. There were always just amazing updates coming out that added new weapons that every single person enjoyed. And now, I mean, there's still interesting updates, but just not as many. There's just not as many weapons being added as there used to be, and I feel like that's kind of something that the game was known for. Regardless, the Battle Royale is still an amazing mode. Sure, there could be improvements, there's bugs a lot. Well, not a lot, but there's bugs. And sometimes there's bugs that are really fun, and people will do them until they get patched. But sometimes there's bugs that are game-breaking and, like, allow you to get mythics without killing bosses, which is a problem this season. I don't really have much else to say about the Battle Royale, so let's close off this section and move on to save the world. Save the World is a mode that can be accessed on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Sorry, Switch users, you can't play this. It's a good mode. It's zombies, but Fortnite edition. It's not round-based like in Call of Duty, but it's still pretty fun. There are definitely parts of this mode, though, that are not that fun to do. There's really tedious missions, but overall, it's a pretty good mode. It uses power-ups, which can be upgraded or modified in different ways. However, this mode could definitely improve, and by improve, I mean get rid of bugs that stop allowing encampments to spawn, or glitches that will stop you from crafting ammo, glitches that won't let you pick up items. These are all glitches that I have experienced in my playtime of Save the World, and I've played Save the World for about 20-something hours. I know it's like over 20 hours about, and it's not a bad mode, but it could definitely use improving. But I know that Fortnite is mainly focused on their newer modes and the Battle Royale, mostly because this was part of the game before it was really the game it is now. I do like that you can upgrade builds. I think that would be an interesting feature to add to the Battle Royale. I think that would make build mode a lot more interesting, but I don't think they will, solely because you can't really carry 3,000 maths in a normal match, so I don't think they'll do that. Another thing I like about Save the World is that they use the original weapons from the old days of Chapter 1. And I like that they also have different items and weapons that weren't even in the Battle Royale. I think that's really creative that they actually did that. And I think them doing that is something that they should integrate into the Battle Royale again. Adding new and interesting ideas. Kind of like how they did with the current season, Chapter 5, Season 3. With the car attachments, I thought that was a really interesting idea. I don't think there are any games that have done that. I'm sure I will correct myself after recording this, and we'll see if I'm right or not. I also like that you can upgrade your health and stats. I think that's really cool, and I don't think there's much else to say about Save the World. That's about it. Rocket Racing is one of the new modes that they added in Chapter 5. It's a really fun spin-off of Rocket League where you can actually race, something that I would actually bring up with my friends a long time ago. I thought Rocket Racing would be a great idea. I didn't specifically call it that, but I did always say that a Rocket League racing mode would be really fun. They didn't put it in Rocket League, but they did put it in Fortnite, and I think that's really fun. There's a lot of interesting maps and cool ideas that they're doing with this. Sure, they're only on the second season, but they've added quite a few maps, and the drifting is really fun and easy to use. The boosting system could maybe be a little bit different. I don't really care for it, but it's still a fun mode overall, and has just really interesting gimmicks, especially the jumping part where you can jump and like stay in the air. I think it's really different from how aerialing is in actual Rocket League, and I think that's cool that they changed that. I do feel like they could add something where you could maybe change how many laps there are or how many people you can go against. I think that would be a great addition I also think that maybe ranked should be different, just because the ranked system for Rocket League and Fortnite are different. And I feel like for just the rocket racing mode, it should be the same ranking system as Rocket League. I feel like that would make a lot of sense. But I do understand not changing it because it's a lot simpler to just copy and paste it. But that just seems lazy. Please add more boosts and cars. I really would like to see the Dominus or the Fennec on the track, and I would really like to see some people's different boosts. I think that would be a great addition, seeing different boosts rather than just the drift trails. Because for boosts, I'm pretty sure we only have the one. There might be different ones, but I think most of them are buyable through Fortnite. And I don't really like that. I don't really enjoy that I have to pay for additional boosts when I could already have boosts from my Rocket League locker. I feel like they should change that. I really do like, though, how there are some maps that have different tracks that you could take to get to the finish line. Like the one in the background right now, which I'm pretty sure is called Seaside Farms. This track has multiple different ways that you can actually get to the finish line. There's a lot of different roads that you can drive on top of or under, and there's a lot of just amazing graphic design. I know, yeah, it's in UE5, why wouldn't it be good graphics design? But I just think they pulled it off so well. I don't know what it is, it just looks really visually appealing, and most of the game does. But there are definitely some things in some modes that don't look great. But this mode pretty much nailed it. This looks amazing, the sounds are really well made, and it's a mode that can keep you locked in for hours. I know it did on release day for me and my friends. I don't have a lot to say about LEGO Fortnite. I think the content is pretty minimal still in LEGO Fortnite. I do think they added a lot of things with the Star Wars update, including the scene that you are seeing on screen now, where the Star Destroyer comes through a portal. I thought that was really awesome, and really reminded me of the Star Wars event in Chapter 2, where they were chasing the Millennium Falcon. I thought that was a kind of a reference in a way, but not really. Most of this mode, though, is very similar to Minecraft or Terraria. It's not a copy-paste because it is LEGO, but you could really compare it to any of the LEGO games, and it would feel virtually the same, except the difference is it's Fortnite. I do think the building system is really good, and it is designed pretty well, but I feel like the whole aspect of it being Lego is kind of taken away by the trees not being made of Legos, the stones not being made of Legos. Like, I feel like if you're gonna make a Lego mode, at least commit to the Lego part. Now, sure, most items when you pick them up will, be Lego, but some aren't, and they just look like normal items. They don't really look like they're Legos. Such as granite. It doesn't really look like a Lego. Just looks like a stone. And maybe I'm nitpicking, right? Maybe I'm looking a little too into the details and caring a little bit too much. But I mean, seriously, only the builds are Lego? It just seems weird. Fortnite Festival is a mode that I can say a lot of nice things about. reminds me of when I would play Rock Band with my dad in the living room when I was really young. It's reminding me of a simpler time, and I think that's really cool. It has a lot of good songs on it, songs that I listen to on a regular basis. I'll put some on screen, because I can't really name any off the top of my head, other than Chop Suey and Before I Forget. This mode definitely could be better, right? It's not perfect, but neither were the Guitar Heroes or Rock Bands. They were good games, but they weren't perfect. Just like this. It's not a bad game. It's a really good game, but it's not perfect either. Now, something they did with Season 3 that I really didn't like is the new rapid jumping animation. It just was kind of weird and didn't look right. I feel like if you slowed it down or made it look a little bit more natural, it would look good. But I do really like that Harmonix wanted to do this, or Epic Games told Harmonix to do this. But I think it's just really cool, and I think a lot of people in their teens or early 20s will really appreciate this mode. Welcome to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I know it's a little bit of a short review, but that's how these are gonna be. Short and sweet, basic, and not overwhelming. Hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please subscribe for more content.